No one expects to run into a hellhound on their pre-dawn run in the Seattle suburbs, not even me, and I've had a long history with the stinky mutts and their master. I stopped dead in my tracks, my heart thudding faster than the beat in my earbuds. After pressing the bud in my right ear, the music ceases. Ambient noise filters in. Luck is on my side, sort of, as I am downwind of the monster, not the other way around. The reek of sulfur was what had given away the hellhound circling my neighbor's begonias long before I spot the glowing red headlights where eyeballs should be. Besides the glowing red eyes, there's no mistaking the hellhound for a lost pooch or a coyote on the prowl. The arch of its back reaches about as high as my chest, and I'm about 5'6", not tall, but not short either. It's 3 times as wide as my hips, and I'm, as my daughter's generation puts it, thick. Under a sleek coat of slate-gray fur, sinewy muscles ripple. Even without looking inside its muzzle, I know viscous slobber covers several rows of razor-sharp teeth. But what really gives away the doggo is a not helpful lassie, are the shadows, darker than dark, swirling about the killer canine. Those shadows will suck you into a whole new world. Somewhere you don't want to take a magic carpet ride, Aladdin. Not one little bit. Too busy sniffing at my neighbor's hedges, likely distracted by a bunny, the hellhound doesn't even realize I'm there. I don't mind if the demonic beast eats Peter Rabbit, the circle of life and all that, but I sure as hell mind if the hound tries to devour me. Or worse, catch me up in those swirling, darker-than-dark shadows forming around him. My stomach knots with unease, and I bite my bottom lip to keep from crying. I'd grown complacent over the years since I left hell. I want to stomp my foot and cry out that this isn't fair. I'd gotten away from his creepiness and all his bullshit evil machinations a long time ago. I have a nice, albeit bland, life in the suburbs. I'm on the freaking Parent-Teacher-Student Association. I give up my pity party. I am a middle-aged mom, not 16. I've known for a long time that life was never going to be fair, as life never is when someone has way more power than you have. I'd grown complacent, but like all middle-aged mothers, I still came prepared. I'd thought I was safe from hell, but the world is filled with a lot more things that go bump in the night than hellhounds. I ease off my backpack. My kid likely thinks I carry around weights, tasteless nutrition bars, and a water bottle like a normal person. The water bottle is the only true part. What I do have in my bag stops all kinds of monsters from devouring me while I get my heart rate up to cardio on my smartwatch. I push aside ash and rowanwood stakes, a silver dagger in its sheath, a jar of cream to distract Fae, not that the high Fae courts are even allowed on Earth after the angels kicked them out, but the tiny low Fae love the stuff, and keeps them on your side. Among these contents, I retrieve a container of Morton salt, tear off the sticker, and flick the spout with my thumb. My stomach dips when the friction causes the metal of the spout to squeak against the cardboard of the container. My gaze still on the hellhound, who is still tearing up my neighbor's garden, I exhale in relief. With great care, I pour the salt in a circle, whispering the words I'd learned by rote. I'd learned them in another tongue, but say the spell in English. I focus. The words don't matter. The intention does. The power comes from within me, as it does all witches. I contain a metaphorical light inside that can blaze with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, or so my mother said. Mom was more poetic than I could ever be. She read Ralph Ellison, Alice Walker, and other greats of the 20th century. I read comics and listened to Biggie and Wu-Tang Clan. She belongs to a coven. I am a lone witch, living a continent away from the women who raised me. Generational disconnect happens to the supernatural, too, especially when your mother gave you to a fallen angel as a tithe when you were only a teenager. When I'm done with the setup, I return the salt to my backpack and steel myself for what's to come next. I whistle. The first comes out dry and soundless. I moisten my teeth and try again. A shrill sound, loud enough to wake the dead, let alone the neighborhood, departs from my lips. The hound pauses the search for the rabbit, lifting its head, alert.